After weight training for some time, you probably have a set of go-to shoulder exercises that you enjoy doing, and understandably so. Progressively increasing the weight and repetitions you do on a given lift is a smart way to progress. But there's something unique about the shoulder that makes it different than many other joints, and that's the fact that the shoulder is a ball and socket joint that allows the arm to move in many different directions. Unlike the knee, which is mainly meant to bend and straighten with little give in the lateral directions, the shoulder can move the arm in many angles. This increased ability to move with a full range of motion means you can train the shoulders in many different directions, and you should. In this video, we'll cover 7 shoulder exercises that you're probably not doing. These are exercises that you can add to your shoulder training immediately, or swap in and out with your other shoulder exercises. At the very least, you'll have more ideas to choose from the next time you want to change things up. Number 1. Incline lateral raise with an internal rotation. First, let's look at a lateral raise done in a slight incline bench with the arms internally rotated. This variation may seem like a small change compared to the standard lateral raise, but after all, bodybuilding is a game of inches where small changes can have significant effects over time. This 2020 study looked at muscle activation in lateral raise with the humerus, which is the large bone in the upper part of your arm rotated externally, neutrally, and internally in both the flexed or straight arm position. 10 competitive bodybuilders performed the exercises. Looking at the bar graph with the results, we see the lateral raise done with a straight arm internally rotated caused higher muscle activation in the medial deltoid than the other hand and arm positions. If you want to target the medial deltoids to build bigger, broader shoulders, this style of lateral raise is a must-try. One thing to note is that this position can cause shoulder discomfort for some lifters when done standing upright. For this reason, we recommend doing it on an incline bench with a slight angle. This angle will put your shoulder in a safer position while still getting the benefits of a lateral raise with an internal rotation. If you don't have a bench, you can also do the standing leaning forward. One additional advantage of performing this exercise on an incline bench is that it prevents the lifter from using momentum, so give this movement a shot next time you train shoulders. Number 2. The single arm dumbbell shoulder press. When most people think about shoulder pressing, they think of a seated dumbbell shoulder press, a standing overhead press, or a shoulder machine press. And those are all great exercises. But an overlooked exercise that you rarely see people do is the standing single arm dumbbell shoulder press. This exercise has several benefits. First, you'll have a greater focus on a single side that can help you with the mind to muscle connection and your exercise form. The second benefit is that you'll prevent strength imbalances, since you'll know how many reps you can perform on each side and you are training each shoulder individually. To perform this exercise, grab a weight in one hand and hold on to something stable with the other. I'd recommend grabbing something sturdy, like the upright of a squat rack. Raise the dumbbell to shoulder level and perform your reps. If you've noticed you've hit a plateau on your two-handed shoulder pressing, swap in your single arm dumbbell shoulder press to switch things up. Number 3. Power shrugs. Have you ever seen thick traps on a strongman competitor or a wrestler? If so, you understand how built traps can make you look more powerful. When paired with broad shoulders and a thick neck, you look like an unstoppable beast. An underutilized trap builder is the power shrug. Unlike standard shrugs where you perform controlled shrugs, power shrugs use momentum so you can get more weight up. In essence, these are heavy negatives since you'll explode to get the weight up, but then bring the weight down in a controlled manner. Here's a couple tips on how to make the most of your power shrugs. This 2013 study looked at the effects of grip width on muscle activation in the upright row. Even though we are not performing a vertical row here, the shrug has similarities that make this study applicable. The researchers looked at 3 grip widths, 50%, 100%, and 200% of shoulder width. The lifters used a load of 85% of 1 rep max in all 3 tests. They recorded maximal muscle activity in several muscles, including the middle trapezius during the 3 grip widths for eccentric and concentric actions. The main finding of this study was that deltoid and trapezius muscle activity increased with increasing grip width. So when performing a dumbbell power shrug, or any shrug in general, use a wide grip on the barbell and you will better activate your traps. This wider grip also makes sense because the muscle fibers in the traps run horizontally rather than vertically. So with a wider grip, you are pulling up and in, rather than just up. Number 4, butterfly lateral raises. Next, we'll look at the butterfly lateral raise, another fantastic exercise that you rarely see performed. This exercise begins as a lateral raise and continues overhead. The medial deltoids are mainly responsible for bringing the arms up to shoulder level to begin the movement. Once the arms pass shoulder level and continue overhead, you'll feel a greater engagement of the traps. The reason for greater engagement is similar to the point we mentioned earlier with the wide grip shrug. The movement of bringing your arms closer together when they are overhead contracts the trap muscle fibers that run horizontally. If you're currently doing lateral raises a couple of times per week, that's great. Try swapping them for butterfly lateral raises in one of your sessions to build your shoulders with a new movement. Number 5, Supermans. This next exercise will give you the shoulder stability of a superhero. If you've ever felt your shoulders were unstable during a shoulder exercise, this exercise will help. We call them Supermans, but you may have heard other names as well. With light dumbbells in each hand, around 5 to 10 pounds, lay face down on the floor. Next, do a dumbbell shoulder press as you normally would, except you'll be doing it with your palms facing the floor. You'll quickly find out why this exercise needs to be done with light weight. The beautiful thing about this exercise is that we are still training the shoulder in a full range of motion, but we are loading the shoulders at a different angle. Try to perform 15 reps for several sets before increasing the weight. You can do this exercise face down on a bench, but we would recommend using the floor since it forces you to keep the dumbbells up or they hit the ground. Here we are strengthening the rotator cuff muscles, which we'll continue to train with the next exercise. Number 6, drawing the sword. Drawing the sword is an exercise that will strengthen your rotator cuff with another movement pattern. But before we get into the details of the exercise, let's discuss the rotator cuff muscles and why strengthening them matters. The rotator cuff is a group of muscles in the shoulder. These rotator cuff muscles include the subscapularis, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, and the teres minor. Rotator cuff injuries include impingements and tears and are a common cause of shoulder pain. If you've ever felt a sharp, deep pain inside your shoulder, impingement of these smaller muscles may be why. Improper exercise technique, poor posture, and poor conditioning of the rotator cuff muscles are common reasons for these injuries with rotator cuff exercises like the Superman and drawing the sword. We are conditioning these smaller muscles so they help keep your shoulders supported during larger compound exercises like heavy overhead press. Now back to this exercise with a cable machine or a resistance band. You want to set the point of resistance at your hip on the opposite side of the arm that you are training. You want to pull up and across your body with a strong mind-muscle connection with the shoulder muscles. Perform these exercises for 3 sets of 15 reps. The goal isn't to go heavy, but to maintain controlled movement. Your shoulders will start to catch fire in the later reps if you choose the right load. Number 7. The last movement. To be totally transparent with you guys, choosing this last movement for this video was difficult because there are so many great dynamic shoulder exercises to choose from. So instead of finishing with a single exercise, here's a list of movements for you guys to consider. And since this video is all about giving a bigger selection of exercises to pick from, we hope this adds value to your choices. Number 1, Arnold shoulder press. Number 2, landmines. Number 3, face pulls. Number 4, farmer's walk with a trap bar. Number 5, rotator cuff, internal and external rotation with a cable or a band. Number 6, leaning lateral raise on a cable machine. The shoulders are a dynamic joint that can move in many directions. If you want strong, stable shoulders that function well in many angles, give the exercises discussed in this video a try. Your shoulders will thank you. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give this video a thumbs up as it'll truly help out the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one.